My colleague Ashish Mehershi with us on the broadcast. Ashish, get us more details.
So what we're gathering from our sources in the CBI is that 29 locations are being raided as of now, which include Ranchi, Mumbai, Kanpur, Delhi. Samir Wankhede along with 4 others have been booked, and there are other unnamed officials as well. This includes 2 public officials, that is the government servants, and 2 individuals. The matter basically relates to extortion in the Aryan Khan case. Interestingly, the CBI, during their preliminary investigation found that there was an extortion attempt of around 25 crore rupees.
All right. Ashish, we're losing your audio. We'll disconnect the audio. We'll connect you again so that we're able to hear you better. But as far as I could hear my colleague, this concerns with an extortion racket. About 20 to 25 crore rupees were demanded as a bribe allegedly. The investigating agency is also conducting raids at his residence in connection with the corruption case, as I said. Samir Wankhede had raided the Cordula cruise and arrested Shah Rukh Khan's son Aryan Khan in the alleged drug case. Later that case fell and there was nothing substantial that came out of it. Allegedly taking advantage of his position, he had tried to extort money from high-profile people. What exactly are the details of this? We'll just get to know in just a few minutes from now. But even while he was within the department, there were various questions that were raised on his conduct. Ashish, I believe we can hear you now. Please go ahead.
Yeah, so 29 locations are being raided as of now. These include Ranchi, Kanpur, Mumbai and Delhi. Now, what we are hearing from our sources in the Central Bureau of Investigation is that the matter relates to extortion attempt by Samir Wankhede along with his officials. That is what the allegation by the CBI is. Around 25 crore rupees were demanded at that point in time. That is what we are hearing. And out of that, 50 lakh rupees was also collected in that extortion attempt. Now, there is a Narcotics Control Bureau vigilance report. What we are hearing from our sources is that the NCB, during their investigation, during their vigilance inquiry, found that there was this extortion attempt was made, and ultimately 50 lakh rupees was also paid in that matter. And that is why FIR was registered. So during preliminary inquiry, the Central Bureau of Investigation found evidence. They found merit in the complaint and the merit in the vigilance report that was submitted by the NCB, that is Narcotics Control Bureau, to the CBI. And ultimately, what we are seeing is that a man who was supposed to be the blue-eyed boy, a senior IRS officer, who is ultimately being taken to task by the Central Bureau of Investigation. Raids are being conducted all over.
So when he's accused of extortion, Ashish, who exactly did he extort money from?
So what we are hearing is, we have not seen the FIR as of now.
Yeah.
But here, to my understanding, it was basically there were people who were basically meeting each other on behalf of each other. So here there were certain people who met, if you remember, on behalf of Shah Rukh Khan, and there were certain people who met on behalf of officials of the Narcotics Control Bureau, and they were trying to broker a deal. So ultimately, to my understanding, there was an attempt. That is what the CBI and the Narcotics Control Bureau are basically alleging, that there was an attempt to extort money. The matter was obviously high profile because it was Aryan Khan, who's supposed to be son of Shah Rukh Khan, who basically at that point in time, there were allegations that he was a part of a drug racket, but ultimately the court ultimately granted him bail, and obviously the investigation is going on. And to my understanding, if I correctly remember, the court ultimately found him that there was no drugs in possession with him.
Yeah, so there was no drugs in possession with him, and prima facie there was no ground to arrest him, and that is how he got the bail. No ground
for his arrest. Yeah. That is, if I correctly remember. So so now ultimately, yes, a big operation by the Central Bureau of Investigation, because Samir Wankhede came to light at that point in time. I remember speaking to some senior IRS officials, and they used to say that he was a good officer, catching a lot of people at the Mumbai airport. But ultimately, now he was removed from the Narcotics Control Bureau, and he was sent to another department by the board, the Central Bureau of by the CBIC. And finally, what we are seeing is that 29 locations, including the house and other premises related to Samir Wankhede, being raided by the Central Bureau of Investigation.
Ashish, please stay with us on the broadcast. I'll bring in Yesha also into the discussion. Yesha, the details that you're picking up, please.
So as of now, details that have come in from Mumbai particularly are the fact that there are searches for that matter, like we've been calling it, at locations related to Sameer Wankhedi's residence, one of which is at Oshiwara. This, in fact, according to our sources, is the residence where his family is staying. As of now, as we know, Sameer Wankhede holds two residences that is known in the public domain. So this particular CBI raids that are being done are at the location of Sameer Wankhede. There are, in fact, searches on at Andheri. There are also, we understand that there are 4 locations as of now where this search is on. It is by a CBI. Now, like we understand, and like Ashish has already mentioned, that this pertains to corruption angle in the Aryan Khan case. So more recently, just a few days
Corruption
back,
angle
we had seen
in the Aryan Khan case. All right. So that's the broad detail that we've picked up. Ashish also pointed out that nobody has looked at the FIR so far. Until we get a copy of the FIR, we would not know the exact details. But it's a corruption case, allegations of extortion, misuse of a public position.